The desire to be a successful YouTuber is not a good enough reason to make a YouTube channel. Hello loves, I'm Tatiana Volkt, and in today's video we're going to talk about why I originally started YouTube, some of my struggles, successes, and failures, and what I've learned and what I'm changing because of that. Hopefully you'll be able to get something useful out of this and learn from my mistakes. Otherwise, maybe you'll just enjoy seeing a little bit of a behind the scenes to this YouTube channel. Okay, so the brief history of my channel. I started this channel back in 2014 with the sole purpose of promoting my online shop and new brand, Love Teacup Kisses. I, at the time, just wanted to be a successful artist living off of the art that I create and the YouTube channel that I had made to support it. I wanted to reach 100,000 subscribers because I thought that meant I would be super successful. And as I'm sure we know at this point, that's a drop in the bucket, but that was my ultimate goal. And there's still a part of me that still would love to get that silver play button someday. Unfortunately, because that was my main focus, I did run into a lot of struggles with keeping up with my YouTube channel and just sticking with it, which is one of the reasons why that should not be the reason you start a YouTube channel. It's not easy. Editing videos, scripting videos, thinking about your concept. If you don't script your videos, recording it 5-10 times over, trying to parse through all of that, like there's just so much to be done. And it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I was actually really successful with my channel when I started off. I ended up seeing a lot of growth in a pretty short period of time, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I had a really clear brand. I had really simple, quick videos. I followed a lot of the advice of the time for YouTube, so I posted every week on the same day, roughly around the same time, with a very clear color palette. Everybody knew the vibe that they were going to get. I did speed paint videos most of the time with a voiceover, and I just did the same thing over and over again, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and I saw a lot of growth. And this would be all fine and dandy, except for the fact that once I reached around 50,000 or 60,000 subscribers, my channel kind of plateaued, and I was no longer seeing any growth. And since I was still pretty new with everything, my online shop, although I was making sales, ended up making really small sales. So I would get a lot of orders that were like $2 of profit, if that. I would have to spend all of the time going through the process of, gathering everything, packaging everything, writing out the notes for very little profit. And I was doing this while working my 9-to-5 job, which at the time I was probably doing closer to 60 hours a week instead of the typical 40 hours a week. So I was kind of spreading myself pretty thin, and I didn't see myself ever being successful. And so I kind of burnt out. Another issue that I had, because I was focusing so much on trying to be a successful YouTuber and a successful small artist or small business, I ended up pushing myself into a box, which is probably one of the most hurtful and harmful things that I did. Is that because I had created the brand and I felt like that's what everybody expected of me, I didn't allow myself to grow or change or just develop over time, and I forced myself to continue doing the same thing and not improve. And so I was unhappy that my channel wasn't growing, that I wasn't making any money, that I was just spending money trying to build my business but not making anything, and that I wasn't improving as an artist. And so I felt like I was a failure and I gave up. And technically I did this multiple times over the years, and I can probably do an entire separate video about the details of my YouTube experience, but the short of it is basically that I did this a couple of different times, and each time I would take a break and then realize that I missed making videos and that maybe I could make this whole thing work. I would completely change my brand and my style, my color palettes, the things that I was focusing on, and I would come back after like a year of not posting, doing completely different things and completely alienating the audience that I had already created, and then getting frustrated because nobody was engaging with the content that they didn't sign up for. So I was basically sabotaging myself time and time again and wondering why things weren't working out, and then not giving myself enough time to actually cycle through and start getting growth again. So that's one of the biggest issues that I've had with my channel. One of the things I would definitely say to steer out from, if you are going to take anything from this, it's to grow gradually and with your audience. If possible, you do not need to start fresh and have a completely new image. That will probably hurt you more than it will help you. In addition to that is to be consistent, or as consistent as possible. It's okay to take breaks and to take care of yourself, but unless you have a good personal or mental or health reason to do so, if you can, just continue to create content here or there to at least make sure that your audience knows, and or just let your audience know that you're going to be gone for a while so that they're not wondering what happened to you. Because unfortunately I wasn't the best at communication, even though I thought I let everybody know. A lot of my YouTube subscribers and audience at that time had no clue that I had given up on YouTube the first and possibly even the second time. So those are some of the things that I had learned, and I came back realizing that I didn't want YouTube to just be about art, because another problem that I have every once in a while is I run into art block, and making videos solely on art when you are having art block means that you're having struggles making art and then struggles making videos. And since I enjoy both of these things, I didn't want to lose both every time I had issues with my art. So I expanded into talking about other things that I really enjoy and have been loving it. I love making the booktube videos or life videos, doing vlogs here and there, also sharing stuff about like tabletop role-playing games. It's so much fun being able to share things that I love with other people. And because I was so successful at creating a channel initially by having a very distinct and clear branding and purpose and niche, I tried doing that with some of the other channels that I had before. So I made the GM Witch channel, which some of you are familiar with, and then the My Many Interests channel, which some of you are familiar with. And although I really enjoyed those channels and felt a ton of success with them, even though I had a very small audience, there was good engagement, and I just felt really happy with everything. I realized that trying to juggle so much while still maintaining a full-time job and trying to be consistent at the same time was just too difficult. I put too much on my plate and needed to pare back. So recently I have undergone a channel merge where I have been transferring over the videos from my two other channels onto this channel so that they would all be in one place. And then moving forward, mostly in December, I will be creating new videos around some of those different topics and trying to incorporate elements from all of them into each other in various ways, while also keeping them separate so that people aren't forced to watch content they're not interested in. So that is something that I have decided to do with this channel so that it is easier for me to stay consistent and to continue making new content on a regular basis so that I don't feel trapped into one thing, and kind of allow for some change. So I'm definitely losing subscribers and gaining some in this process, and hopefully as time goes on, the the loss will slow down and the gain will speed up, and I will have a positive trajectory. And if not, I'm not doing this just to be successful. I'm doing this now because I enjoy making the videos. I know that I enjoy the videos. I like the community that I have. I get way less engagement, but the engagement that I do get seems really meaningful, and I just am so happy to respond to comments when I can and read the comments when I can. And I feel like I now have a community that I didn't have before, and focusing on all that stuff makes it a lot easier for me to move forward and hopefully make a better YouTube channel and one day maybe be successful with my online shop and things like that. But when it comes to all of this, the only thing in my control is being consistent. And I've learned personally that the way to do that is to allow yourself to experiment a little bit and be okay with trying things that may not work with your current audience, but do it slowly with them so that you don't immediately alienate people from things that they might enjoy if you were to just do it a little bit more slowly. So for this channel moving forward, I am going to be interweaving everything together a little bit. As I mentioned, we'll be doing Tabletop Tuesdays, Art Thursdays, and Book and Life Sundays. I will probably have a mixture of experimental things here or there. If you guys don't mind, I would love it if you let me know in the comment section down below why you subscribe to my channel, if you do, or why you watch my videos, if you do. So I could focus on doing more of that in the upcoming year, or testing out new things in the upcoming year as I experiment and try new things moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stuck around until the end, include this emoji down below, Panda Squad for sure. If you want to see more cool content from me, check out this video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye!